Hello and welcome to the most prestigious and eagerly awaited awards event of the year, the fifth edition of the Open Group India Awards for Innovation and Excellence in the Use of Open Standards and Open Source. Namaste from India. I'm Deepthi Nair, Manager for Membership and Market Development at the Open Group, and we are truly delighted to have all of you joining us from different corners of the globe for this momentous occasion. It feels like only yesterday when we had last gathered, and now, exactly after a year, we are here to showcase the incredible achievements of organizations and the months of preparation leading up to this event, all in the next 2.5 hours. Now, back in January this year, we proudly unveiled the awards, inviting nominations from organizations across Southeast Asia, India, Middle East, and Africa. And while we are already aware of the widespread use and adoption of our standards, at the Open Group, we are constantly on the lookout for success stories that validate the significant impact our standards are making and reinforce that we are on the right path. So over the past few months, numerous organizations have submitted their nominations and impressed the jury with their groundbreaking projects and the significant efforts that gone into them. And in this fifth edition of the Open Group India Awards, we received nominations from several countries, including some of the G20 countries. And we also received participation from Mongolia, Taiwan Republic of China, Malaysia, Indonesia, India, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Kenya. We saw diverse industries as well, like the oil and gas, energy, federal governments, academia, transport and logistics, IT suppliers, water and mineral resource industries, and banking and finance were well represented. And the evaluation process was meticulously designed to ensure a thorough assessment of all the applications. I'm sure the participants will agree with me when I say that each application underwent a rigorous review where our esteemed jury members really scrutinized every aspect of the project. So these projects stand as a testament to exceptional work, and it fills us with immense pride to present to you the creme de la creme from the nominations we received. So get ready to celebrate with us, everyone, the outstanding achievements of our participants, and we also have a lineup of distinguished guest speakers for you today. So without any further delay, it is my pleasure to introduce our President and CEO, Steve Nunn, to address our wonderful audience. Over to you, Steve.
Thank you, Deepthi. And ladies and gentlemen and honoured guests, it's a great pleasure to add my welcome to the Open Group India Awards for Innovation and Excellence for 2023. As you've heard, this year's awards represent our fifth running, and as you will see, with each year, we seem to get more and more significant projects being nominated. It really doesn't seem like a whole year has passed since we were celebrating the 2022 winners. Then, as with this year, the awards program offered a great opportunity for organizations to showcase their fantastic and meaningful work, aided by the use of standards of the Open Group. To help us share the significance of these initiatives more broadly, we've been able to prepare and publish several case studies, including the state of Meghalaya's digital transformation journey using the TOGAF standard. This was about the UN award-winning e-proposal system under the Meghalaya Enterprise Architecture, which is the first of its kind, delivering citizen-centric integrated digital services. We also have a case study on the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company's journey to application portfolio management using the TOGAF standard. By leveraging the principles of enterprise architecture and tailoring the principles of the TOGAF architecture development method framework, ADNOC was able to apply and demonstrate how architectural thinking can help in cost optimization and the improvement of customer experience. And just to pick a third from last year's case studies, the Taipei City Government Enterprise Architecture case study described the experience of the Taipei City Government introducing enterprise architecture as a strategic management technique to help with the planning, development, and deployment of digital services supporting smart city initiatives. As I say, these are just 3 examples of the case studies from last year's winners, and we look forward to more from this year. And so on to this year's programme. A jury of more than 20 executives, thought leaders, and technology pioneers representing a wide spectrum of industries from multiple countries were involved virtually in the evaluation process that determined this year's winners. The diversity of the jury has certainly enriched that process, and I would like to add my thanks to all of them for sharing their insight, experience, and expertise. The awards are classified into awards of distinction in digital innovation and awards of merit in digital innovation. And collectively, these represent outstanding examples of the adoption of some of the best known standards of the Open Group. The TOGAF standard for enterprise architecture, the Archimate standard, a modeling language standard, the IT for IT standard, the OSDU data platform, and new for this year, the Open Trusted Technology Provider Standard in Cybersecurity and Supply Chain Security, and our Open FAIR standards in security architecture and risk analysis. The honours are bestowed on projects that have accomplished excellence to set a benchmark in innovation and impact through the use of open standards and open source for outcomes and benefits to the larger community, and have sustained and institutionalised the change. I'd like to call out just a few points about the significance of these awards. They demonstrate the considerable benefits that both government and commercial organisations are able to realise by adopting open standards from the Open Group and others. Their use promotes interoperability, innovation, and growth, all important aspects of their digital transformation journeys. These awards are a demonstration of the very active involvement of members of the Open Group from the region in not just creating the standards in the first place, but also in influencing their adoption. We have widespread adoption of these standards in both member and non-member communities, and there's considerable potential in the regions for standards of the Open Group and for further growth. The projects and programs that you'll hear about during this ceremony demonstrate not only the value of the use of our standards to the organisations involved, but the value to the end beneficiaries of these programs, whether that be as customers, citizens, or whatever that relationship might be. Our standards are helping organisations to make a real positive difference to people's day-to-day lives, and that is definitely worth acknowledging and celebrating. We plan to continue these awards into the future, and who knows, perhaps we'll be able to reintroduce an in-person ceremony next year. Wouldn't that be great?
Certainly, that would be great, Steve. We would love to have an in-person event, and everyone who's joined us today should be there in person too. Thank you so much. Our esteemed guest of honor, Shri Jyotiraditya Scindia, Honorable Union Minister of Civil Aviation and Steel, Government of India, unfortunately cannot join us at this moment due to an unexpected urgent matter. So he extends his sincere apologies and regret for not being able to address us personally. Nevertheless, he sends his best wishes to all participants and congratulates the winners on their remarkable achievements. Shri Scindia also extends his heartfelt congratulations to the Open Group for recognizing and rewarding innovation and excellence in the use of open standards and open source. Very kind words from the minister there. We are very appreciative. We have many more interesting speakers lined up, so moving on. It is our pleasure to have with us Mr. João Ricardo Vasconcelos. João is a senior governance specialist in the governance global practice of the World Bank, developing cross-cutting GovTech global work and building communities on critical digital government work streams. His areas of expertise include whole of government approaches for public sector digitization, green GovTech, civic tech, interoperability, inclusive GovTech, and service delivery. Before joining the World Bank, João was a digital government policy analyst at the OECD, being the lead coordinator of several transversal activities in the digital government and data unit. João has also worked in the Portuguese public sector for several years, heading various digital innovation and international cooperation initiatives. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Joao. Over to you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank the Open Group for this kind invitation, and let me also underline the big pleasure that we have to collaborate with the Open Group because it's one of our GovTech global partners. So I'm here representing the World Bank, and one of the main topics that I would like to underline is what we as the World Bank understand as GovTech. So for us, GovTech is a whole of government approach to public sector modernization. So beyond the strict census of sometimes understanding GovTech as a collaboration between the public sector and the ecosystem of technological startups, we understand GovTech as an advanced stage of digital government. And our definition of GovTech emphasizes three aspects of public sector modernization. On the one hand, citizen-centric public services that are universally accessible. On the second, a whole of government approach to digital government transformation. And last but not least, simple, efficient, and transparent government systems. And in this line, the World Bank launched in 2019 the GovTech Global Partnership. And this was a recognition and a big commitment on the cross-cutting work that the bank is developing within GovTech. This partnership is really based on a multi-stakeholder thinking, bringing on board around 60 gov and non-government stakeholders. And here we are talking as our stakeholders, having on board like Amazon Web Services to GovTech Singapore, for instance, from the Open Group to the European Commission, from the Secretariat of Digital Government of Brazil to Microsoft. So it's really a partnership focused on community building, knowledge sharing, and of course, developing synergies in this area. But what is probably one of the most important points that we are always stating is that GovTech, it's not really a technical issue. It's not about bits and bytes. It's not something just from, let's say, the IT personnel. It's about persons, it's about processes, and it's about services. And probably the best word to define it, it's about change management. Because when you think about GovTech policies, you need to consider issues like institutional setting, legal and regulatory frameworks, digital skills and culture, communication, accountability and collaboration. So it's this non-digital part or this non-technical part of GovTech that is commonly recognized by all the countries that we work with as probably the biggest challenge that we have here. And as you can understand, open standards have an important role in the context of GovTech. They are critical on the first hand because they embody the agility, the transparency, and the collaboration spirit necessary to drive the digital transformation underway. And there's an increasing consensus around its adoption, and that is reflected on the growing international efforts. The benefits of open standards are a lot, and I'm certainly the audience here is already deeply convinced about them. But in any case, let me just underline here one, because it's never too much to say it. On the one hand, there's the question of cooperation. So the moment that you use open standards, you are reusing work that is being jointly developed. There's the value of co-creation when you also use open standards, because typically it implies also the involvement of the ecosystem of stakeholders. So you are actually creating value on top of the work developed by the public sector or other stakeholders. This can also imply savings in the sense that you are rationalizing as a policymaker or policy implementer the costs on, for instance, licensing centers. There is the benefit, of course, of interoperability. So common standards that better allow the interconnection of platforms and systems, and avoiding, also from a public sector perspective, vendor locked situation. And the benefits on this is quite clear. Let me also underline questions of security, since joint efforts across stakeholders to ensure this this important domain. It's clear, and we've been seeing this all around. The same applies in terms of data protection, because the moment that you have different stakeholders working on it, you also have improved accountability. You are better allowing watchdogs mechanism from the civil society. So this is also important and connects with the issue on accountability itself. So because the moment that you use open standards, you are putting value on in terms of transparency to the standards used. There are also possible benefits in terms of the economic footprint. So because you are supporting in some way the emergence of new and innovative market players that can build on top of those standards and reuse them and create value on top of that. I would even say that there are green benefits on using open standards, because they generate efficiency. They are based on shared efforts. So I'm sure that the benefits in terms of sustainability are clear here. Last but not least, as a critical benefit, there is the issue of digital sovereignty. Okay, and this is the ability of a state or a group of states to embrace certain standards without dependency from external stakeholders. And we all know, and then the bank is also testifying this, how this is important when you are developing GovTech policies in our days. There are different examples of organizations or of countries or international organizations that are embracing open standards. The European Commission, for instance, is a good example in the sense that prioritizing digital sovereignty is also tackling one of the biggest demands that you have in our days when you develop the digital transition of your public sector. Let me underline, ladies and gentlemen, some of the initiatives of the World Bank in this area, namely global initiatives. So we launched recently a how-to note on interoperability, and this how-to note was developed jointly with the Lisbon Council, also benefiting from the inputs from our ITS Innovation Lab within the bank, and where open standards is clearly one of the topics that is addressed in this how-to note that is directed to an audience of GovTech implementers, policymakers, so interested in this area. This how-to note also benefits from the huge support from our GovTech working group on interoperability. And this is a working group that brings together regularly, right now, 19 Gov and non-Gov stakeholders. And it's a group that is focused on knowledge sharing, it's building communities, and it's also allowing the development of synergies in this area. Right now, the future work of this working group on interoperability is being discussed, and I'm pretty sure that standards will be certainly one of the topics to increasingly embrace here. So just to say, ladies and gentlemen, that we really look forward to strengthen the discussion and knowledge sharing about open standards in our GovTech Global Partnership. It's really a commitment that we have underway, and that's why we were so pleased to accept this invitation to participate on this event. Let me thank again to our global GovTech global partners of the Open Group for the invitation, for being here. It's always a pleasure to collaborate, and really looking forward to reinforce our collaboration in this area. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Leo. It is always a pleasure to hear you, and we are fully aware of the collaboration that is currently underway between Open Group and the World Bank, and listening to you in terms of how GovTech is encouraging the use of open standards and open source, especially focused on countries with limited resources, is absolutely, in line with what we want to, achieve within this award. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the next section, I would have to announce the award winners. But before that, I would just like to kind of give you a little background. As Steve was mentioning earlier, this is our 5th edition of the Open Group India Awards, where we strive to promote the use and adoption of open standards. These awards celebrate and felicitate outstanding use cases of applying open standards in real world setting, and that is where the value comes in. Setting a standard or creating a standard is one step. As taking an analogy, it is the tip of the iceberg, if you will. The benefit of the standard comes in when it is put to real use, because there it has to face many aspects that may not have been anticipated while development of the standard. However, the real life situation is very important, and that furthers the current state of practice. Now, in an increasingly VUCA world, open standards balance stability along with innovation and scale, because one of the feedback that we typically get is following a standard does not encourage innovation, and nothing could be further from truth. In fact, if an organization or if any enterprise would like to innovate at scale, standards are a way to go, because it tells you what you need to be focusing on. And these awards showcase the best in the industry. Now, as mentioned previously, we have 2 categories of award, or 2 groups of awards at this evening. Later on, we do have some special mentions. But let me just cover the 2 categories of award. The first one is the award of distinction, which I'm going to announce now. So these projects, as the name suggests, have excelled in all the evaluation criteria that the jury have evaluated, and they have consistently demonstrated the following in both the stages of evaluation. Now, in terms of the criteria, that includes clarity and problem definition, purpose and motivation, evaluation of alternatives, followed by selection of the most appropriate business and technical solution, using the right standard for the stated problem and the solution approach, corroborating the solution with measurable and visible results and impact, and finally presenting the documentation evidencing the above. So let me now go forward and announce the first winner, which is the award of distinction. This goes to Dubai Customs. The name of the project is Cross-Border Blockchain E-Commerce. Now, Dubai Customs gets this award for creating a transformative program which employs innovative TOGAF standard-based enterprise architecture, integrating cutting-edge technologies for international commerce. With significant national economic impact, it fosters collaboration between business and technology landscapes. The white label capability enables third parties to report statuses using the customs platform, adding value to the partner ecosystems. Dubai Customs' regular engagement with partners ensures a unified view of diverse perspectives. So congratulations, Dubai Customs, on getting the award of distinction.
Thank you, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed member of Open Group India Awards jury panel and the distinguished guests. On behalf of Dubai Customs, we stand before you today, humbled and honored to accept the prestigious award of distinctions in the category of enterprise architecture, TOGAF standards. This recognition is truly a testament to the dedication, innovation, and hard work of our entire team at Dubai Customs. I would like to take this opportunity to highlight the establishment of our cross-border blockchain e-commerce platform. This groundbreaking initiative was transformed the way international trade is conducted, fostering seamless and secure transactions across borders. We are proud with the adoption of blockchain technology for international trade and will continue to explore emerging technologies to drive further advancement in the realm of cross-border commerce. Our journey towards effective enterprise architecture and embracing the TOGAF standard has been nothing short of transformative. It has allowed us to navigate the ever-changing landscape of digital transformation with confidence, agility, and resilience. Thorough planning, collaboration, and a clear vision have crafted a robust architectural framework that aligns our business objective with the technological advancement. This award is not just a recognition of our achievement, it is a validation of our approach to innovation. At Dubai Customs, we firmly believe in the power of open collaboration and immense value of open standards. Embracing openness has enabled us to foster a culture of continuous learning and improvement, empowering our teams to explore new ideas and push the boundaries of what is possible. None of this would have been possible without the unwavering support of our leadership, who encourages us to push the envelope and embrace novel solutions. I extend my sincere appreciation to our visionary leaders who have championed our commitment to enterprise architecture and made it an integral part of our organizational DNA. Additionally, I want to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of our team in Dubai Customs. Our success is the result of collective efforts of our talented and committed team, each contributing their expertise and passions to drive innovation and transformation. As we move forward, we will continue to uphold the value of open collaboration and innovation, seeking new ways to improve our processes, enhance customer experience, and contribute positively to the wider industry and community. Once again, thank you to Open Group India Awards for the incredible honor. We are committed to remaining at the forefront of innovation and look forward to contributing to the advancement of enterprise architecture and open standards globally. Thank you.
Thank you, Shahid, for accepting the award, and congratulations again to Dubai Customs. You have been you have Dubai Customs has won an award last year as well, so therefore we can see the consistency in terms of maintaining excellence on part of the organization and the management of the organization. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next award winner. This is a very interesting category that we created specifically this year. So this is the first time we created this category where we wanted to encourage organizations, we wanted to felicitate organizations who nurture and groom women enterprise architects. We already know that in the industry, we do not have too many successful women architects, and therefore we believe that this award will go away in terms of encouraging women architects and organizations to establish programs to groom enterprise architects. So the next award winner, award of distinction category, goes to Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources, the virtual EA office from Saudi Arabia, government of Saudi Arabia, for the most promising program for women in enterprise architecture. The Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources achieved a successful delivery of the Virtual Enterprise Architecture Office project, showcasing the impressive capabilities of women architects in achieving architectural alignment within the complex federated operating model. This accomplishment serves as an inspiration for other women to pursue similar paths. The introduction of the Empower Her program, focusing on mentoring and obtaining certifications like the TOGAF certification, provides the necessary competence and support for future women architects. This initiative contributes significantly to Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030 and its commitment to empowering women. Congratulations, Virtual EA Office, Saudi Arabia, Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources.
Thank you, Open Group, for this honor and for organizing actually this brilliant event. As a young Saudi aspiring woman and as a leader in this country, I am very inspired by 2030 vision and its leader, His Highness Mohammed bin Salman. We as women are giving all the means of empowerment and support to succeed and lead important digital transformation across all industries. I am very proud to be a Saudi leading woman and to be able to act on my belief of social responsibility, to act on my in social responsibility to leave an impact and empower, create young leaders in enterprise architecture who will eventually make their own story. I want to thank Deputy of Digital Transformation in the Ministry for not only realizing the significance of enterprise architecture role, but also for believing in me and enabling me to lead such a major mission, actually. Finally, my appreciation goes, of course, to my team, وجدان العنزي, Rij Nasser, Reem Delbahi, Faisal Ghamdi, and of course, Dr. Mohammed, and all the team member. Without your high ownership, actually, dedication and hard work, we would not be able to achieve any of this. You are all very much appreciated. And thank you all.
Thank you, Vian. Congratulations again. I'm sure this category will encourage a lot of organizations in the industry to establish formal programs to groom and nurture women architects. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next award winner in the award of distinction category is Ministry of Finance of the Republic of Indonesia. The name of the project is Redefining Ministry of Finance Indonesia Enterprise Architecture Framework. MOF, which is Ministry of Finance, receives this award for developing an enterprise architecture aligned with the TOGAF standard, utilizing the Archimate notation, which is one of our other standard, which supplements the TOGAF, so to speak. Archimate notation, and conducting stakeholder consultations. The MOF, Ministry of Finance, that is, team created a comprehensive set of architectural artifacts. Additionally, they successfully trained a group of skilled enterprise architects, ensuring effective governance and sustainability for the enterprise architecture function. Congratulations, Ministry of Finance of the Republic of Indonesia.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Today, I stand before you with deep gratitude on behalf of the Ministry of Finance of Indonesia. The Open Group India has honored us with this prestigious award of distinction in the Enterprise Architecture TOGAF category, a testament to dedication and collaboration of everyone who is involved in developing our enterprise architecture. The journey that we have undertaken to achieve this was not easy, and we are not alone to do this. And the support and cooperation of all parties involved in our enterprise architecture at the Ministry of Finance were essential to reaching this milestone. Implementing enterprise architecture was a long and challenging journey. We started in 2016 and continuing until now. Through continuous efforts, we redefine our framework to stay relevant in today's dynamic landscape, reflecting our commitment to positive transformation and best practices. At the Ministry of Finance, we believe that the enterprise architecture should provide real value to the organizations, not just producing artifacts. Thus, we strategically position it to support other crucial initiatives, harnessing its true potential for meaningful and sustainable change. Recognizing the importance of aligning business processes and ICT, we also established a collaborative team comprising individuals from different units across the ministry. These collaborations has bridged the gap ensuring our enterprise architecture fully serves our organization objectives. Today, we extend heartfelt gratitude to the entire Ministry of Finance EA team, including our esteemed leaders, governance analysts, and architect team. Their dedications and support made the successful implementation of EA possible. Once again, thank you to the Open Group India for this prestigious award and to all who contributed to our success. Together, we will continue to thrive using enterprise architecture as our pillar for organizational growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ministry of Finance. As a practicing architect myself, it gives me immense pleasure to see the kind of architecture practices and procedures that are being utilized in countries as diverse as Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and Indonesia. We do have two more award of distinction winners, but before we go on to that, I would like to invite our first distinguished speaker, that is Mr. Velai Pandi, who is the Director General of the Standardization, Testing and Quality Certification, STQC, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. In his capacity as DG, Director General of STQC, Mr. Velai Pandi shoulders the crucial responsibility of supervising the operations of 15 laboratories and centers, actively engaged in providing standardization, testing, quality certification that play a vital role in ensuring quality assurance in the domains of electronics and information technology. This is made possible through an extensive countrywide network of laboratories and centers. Throughout his illustrious career, Velai Pandi three-decade journey at STQC, he has held various positions amassing extensive expertise in diverse domains such as standardization, testing, quality, certification of electrotechnical products, calibration, IT system testing, and auditing. His significant contributions in ensuring the quality assurance of numerous e-governance projects and safety-critical applications for esteemed institutions like the Indian Railways and defense organizations are noteworthy. So, in the context of this event, in the context of this award, Mr. Velai Pandi's presence is absolutely essential and relevant because he talks about and he masters the whole concept of open standards and standardization. So, Mr. Velai Pandi, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for beautiful introduction. On behalf of STQC, that is Standardization, Testing and Quality Certification, it is my pleasure and privilege to be with every one of you in this wonderful evening to discuss about the standards, significance of standards and certification in Indian industries. Before just entering into this particular topic, I just wanted to talk about, say, a brief introduction about my own organization. My organization, STQC, has been in the standardization, testing and quality services for almost 45 years, almost 4.5 decades in the electrotechnical area, and almost 2.5 decades into IT certification scheme as well as IT product testing. And to whatever process we have, all those processes based on either open standard or otherwise ISC, IEC or ISO standard. So we have ample number of certification scheme with us, like we have biometric devices certification, for which we made a framework based on open standard. We have IoT camera devices testing based on ISO IEC 27400 standard. And we have website quality certification scheme that is based on our own framework. And we have e-governance procurement system certification scheme. Like that, there are so many certification schemes which is either based on open standard or based on international standard or based on some Indian standard. This is what is our brief profile about the organization. And we are part of almost 30 international or national committees also, standardization committees also. Our members across globally, so many standards like electrotechnical testing, measurements, dependability, availability, information security. There are so many standards. Our people are either chairman of the committee, subcommittee, or they are member of the committee in which we are contributing so much for the development of the standards. And coming to the significance of the standards and certifications in Indian industries, standards, if you say in 10 minutes, it cannot be talked. It is standards, every walk of life is, standard. Without standard, there is nothing moves. So just, talk within 10 minutes, it is not a possible task, but still the benefits or significance of the standards as well as certification in Indian industries. I'll just go around it. So the standards and certifications play a pivotal role in shaping industries across the globe, and India is no exception. Standardization, testing, and quality certification Directorate has been at the forefront in fostering a culture of quality and excellence in India's industrial landscape. In this short talk, we will delve into the importance of standards and certifications in India's industries and explore the valuable contributions made by STQC in this endeavor. The first and foremost significance of standards and certification is ensuring quality and safety. Any product for that matter, maybe electrical, electrotechnical or electrical or mechanical, ensuring quality and safety is very, very important part of any product certification. So the standards and certification services, they are serving as a benchmark for quality and safety in various sectors. In a diverse country like India, where industries span across sectors such as manufacturing, IT, healthcare, and more, adhering to recognized standard becomes crucial. By complying with these standards, business can provide products and services that meet international best practices, ensuring safety of consumers as well as safeguarding the environment. The second significance of standards and certification are enhancing competitiveness. The adoption of international standards and certification bolsters the competitiveness of Indian industries on the global stage. A compliant organization gain competitive edge, allowing them to enter new markets, attract international investments, and forge partnership with foreign markets, and attracts international investment and forge partnership with foreign entities. By adhering to globally recognized standards, business can instill trust and confidence in their offerings, thereby expanding their reach beyond domestic borders. Third significance point of standards and certifications are promoting innovations and efficiency. And standards and certification encourage innovation and efficiency by establishing a best practices and methodologies. Through the implementation of standardized processes, organization can optimize their operations, reduce waste, and enhance its productivity. More adherence to certification requirements fosters a culture of continuous improvement, driving innovation and encouraging the development of cutting-edge technologies and solutions. The fourth significance of standards and certifications are consumer confidence and trust. STQC certification services play a vital role in building consumer confidence and trust in products and services. STQC mark signifies that a product or a service that has undergone rigorous testing meets a specific quality standards. For consumers, this mark as an assurance of reliability, safety, and value for money. As consumer awareness grows, the demand for certified products and services also rises, incentivizing business to seek certification from reputed organizations like STQC. And this also support government STQC as well. We support government initiatives, standards and certification align with Indian government vision for promoting Make in India and Digital India initiatives. By encouraging local industries to adopt international standards, the government seeks to bolster domestic manufacturing and service sectors. Compliant businesses are better equipped to participate in government tenders and projects, further contributing to the nation's economic growth. In conclusion, the significance of standards and certifications in India's industries cannot be overstated. These essential benchmarks are instrumental in driving quality, safety, and efficiency across the diverse sector. STQC's unwavering commitment to promoting in standardization, testing, and quality certification has been pivotal in shaping India's industrial landscape. As industries continue to evolve and embrace technological advancements, adherence to global standards becomes imperative. By adapting international best practices and obtaining certifications from reputed organizations like STQC, Indian industries can fortify their positions on the global stage, as well as they can contribute to the nation's overall growth and development. Thank you.
Thank you, Velapandi. I couldn't agree more with you. The role of STQC in terms of standardization, testing, quality control in the context of digital India is absolutely pivotal. And having directly experienced the leadership role STQC played in the creation, development and creation of the India Enterprise Architecture Framework, INDIA, on which many of the architectural and digital India initiatives are being currently rolled out, cannot be overstated. And especially in the context of India's G20 presidency, it's very, as you rightly pointed out, it's very relevant for India to be able to share our digital India experiences with other countries, again in the context of what Gio was mentioning earlier, GovTech. So thank you again very much. So ladies and gentlemen, I move on to the next award winner, which is the Award of Distinction category. This goes to Taipei City Government. This is for use of Archimate, the standard modeling notation of ours. So this is for a smart city project which follows the Taipei Government Enterprise Architecture Framework. It's called Taipei Pass. The Taipei Pass project showcases the exceptional value of Archimate modeling language. Beyond facilitating communication with multiple stakeholders on various project aspects, it acts as a knowledge hub for linking other artifacts like mockups and images, and facilitating a comprehensive review process. The framework effectively integrates existing modeling approaches like structure behavior coalescence and the banking industry architecture network, the Beyond network, the reference architecture, complementing the Archimate in a seamless and impressive manner. One of the reasons why this project is worth a mention as well is because it is not very common for architects to use an architecture modeling notation. So this is a great example for for all architects across the world to see the value of architecture notation, which is specifically the Archimate. Congratulations, Smart City. Congratulations, Taipei City Government.
Greetings to all our participants and judges at the Open Group Awards. I'm Jack Chow, the Commissioner of Information Technology from Taipei City Government. On behalf of Mayor Jiang Wan'an and our team, it gives us a great pleasure to receive the Award of Distinction in the category of Archimate Modeling Language at the Open Group India Award. Taipei City, with 2.1 million residents, is known for its innovation and advanced technology. We have developed an inclusive enterprise architecture system providing our super app, Taipei Pass, and many other digital services. In 2021, Taipei City was ranked number 4 among smart cities worldwide by IMD. Our achievements include winning the WITA 2022 Smart City Award, Government's Excellent Service Award from the central government, and others. Our team has worked tirelessly to deliver high-quality digital services to the citizen of Taipei. We have used various techniques and engineering methods by designing most of the system in-house or use local vendors to achieve our goals. Receiving the Award of Distinction is a true honor for Taipei City, recognizing the hard work and dedication of our team and showcasing the progress we have made. I want to extend my gratitude to all the judges for their thoughtful consideration. I also want to express my thanks to my team and their relentless efforts and commitment in maintaining and enhancing our digital systems. And of course, a special thank you to the citizens of Taipei for their valuable feedback and for using the digital services we provide. It is a privilege for me to accept this award on behalf of our city, and I wish you all a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jack. And as Steve did mention during his introductory speech, that we in the last year's edition, we did have the Taipei City government also as one of the winners. And we have been able to translate that into a documented case study, which is available on our open group library. So please have a look in terms of understanding what Taipei is doing with respect to the government enterprise architecture framework. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I move on to the next award winner, which goes to, this is the award of distinction category. This goes to DXC Technology for the category TOGAF Standard Enterprise Architecture. The name of the project is Zero Trust Software Defined Network and Security Transformation. This award acknowledges DXC's remarkable achievement in implementing zero trust software, absolutely relevant in the context of information and cybersecurity today, showcasing the effective utilization of digital technologies and open standards to address a critical business challenge in alignment with major strategic objectives and timelines. The project demonstrates the adoption of TOGAF open fair standards effectively. Now that is very interesting because many of the award winners today have used multiple of our standards for the same project, which is exactly how it is supposed to be, effectively resolving security and vulnerability concerns. Close collaboration with key stakeholders ensured comprehensive coverage of business requirements. DXC's commitment to the customer's ongoing digital transformation project is also very evident in this project, ensuring continuity and long-term success. Congratulations, DXC.
Thank you, Dr. Ballabsa and everyone. We are thrilled and excited on this news and have been really pumped up. Fantabulous feelings. It is a proud moment for us and our organization DXC Technology. Hard to describe how motivated we are on this juncture to work closely with Open Group, representing DXC to take the open standards, models, and use cases to the world. This award is a testament of hard work and dedication of our architecture group, reflecting our understanding of enterprise architecture to give framework and DXC values to drive success to customers. We are committed to serve our customers with the best-in-class services and our long-term participation in their success. We are immensely humbled to accept the award of distinctions in the category of enterprise architecture to GAF standard and are overjoyed to receive this honor. We would like to thank Open Group leadership for showcasing our work on the forum. Talking about our customer has been into financial and capital markets, currently doing its business across the world on 40 markets and managing 900 billion worth of assets under management. We work closely with them to provide the next generation zero trust software defined networking and security transformations to eliminate their business risk. I wanted to make a special mention of Neshit and the DXC leadership for being the driving force behind our journey towards winning this prestigious award. Over to you, Sudha.
It is with great humility that we accept this award. Accepting such an honor is a momentous occasion. We express our sincere thanks to the Open Group and the esteemed jury members for this opportunity, thoughtful consideration, and recognition. We are immensely grateful to our customer who entrusted on us in their transformation journey. We had an excellent support from the DXC account team and our co-workers. Our sincere thanks to them as well. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you once again, Open Group.
Thank you, DXC. It's always a pleasure to interact with you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have made all the announcements in the Award of Distinction category. Before we move on to the next category of awards, that is the Award of Merit, I would like to invite our next distinguished speaker, who is Stephen Nichols, who is also from DXC Technology. Stephen is a technologist working for DXC. Stephen has 20 years of experience leading and managing technical capabilities. He currently manages, coaches, and provides leadership on architecture practices. He has previously worked for Hewlett Packard Enterprise Services in the office of the CTO, managing and leading a capability aligned to public sector, health, and life sciences. Prior to this, he managed and led architecture, engineering, and technical teams in EDS, Allied Domecq, and IBM over his 29 years career in the IT industry. He has ideated and co-authored the DXC Modern Architecture Framework based on TOGAF. He is also the chair of Open Agile Architecture Forum, as well as DXC's representative on the board of directors of the Open Group. Stephen, the stage is all yours.
Fabulous. Thank you for that warm introduction. And I really am humbled to be here and honoured to be here today because I've got a real passion for open standards. And I work for a company called DXC Technology. We have 130,000 colleagues. You heard from two of them just there. And they're spread across 70 plus countries across the world. And we use the power of technology to deliver mission critical IT services that drive business impact for our customers. We're also a platinum member of the Open Group and have had in our various different guises a rich history with the Open Group. What does that mean? Well, any employee within DXC can access any forum. We can get access to all the standards. We actively participate in across the forums. We chair or co-chair the IT for IT forum with Rob Akashuk, or the Health Forum with Dr. Padma Roy, or the Open Agile Architecture, which I have the honour of chairing at the moment. I am, as already said, the non-executive director on the board at the Open Group, so I get a chance to, as a platinum member, to steer the direction, the strategic direction of the Open Group itself. And one of the benefits we also get is we can initiate board level working groups. And back in 2018, we initiated the Open Agile Architecture Standard, which is now a fully fledged standard within the Open Group. So as I said before, I'm a big believer in the use of standards. And I kind of tried to investigate a little bit why that was the case as a part of this presentation. And I have some humble beginnings as an infrastructure engineer working on a very large customer at the time, which was a UK government agency called the Department of Work and Pensions. And one of my side jobs when I wasn't being an infrastructure engineer was looking at quality and quality management systems. And we implemented a quality management system across that account. And that was based on a framework that was developed over many years in the IT outsourcing industry called GEQMS. And what did it give us? Well, it gave us a set of standards, right? Which meant we had some repeatability. We could repeat what we did over and over again, which gave us some predictability, which meant we could have some reduced risk. It also meant that we could be more productive because we weren't focusing on the format of what we needed to do, on the value of the actual outcome. It gave us a shared taxonomy as well, and which means we could talk the same language. A high level design to one person was a high level design to another. Yeah. It also gave us some shared learnings, which we could feed back into that quality management system. So I found that a great learning experience. So if you fast forward 20 years to the present, in fact, a year and a half ago, as I said, I ideated the need to reinvigorate the DXC architecture function. And as a consequence of that, I co-authored the DXC's Modern Architecture Framework, which brings all the best bits from our heritage framework, the standards that we've had before, like the evolved global engineering quality management system, and the other frameworks we had across the business. So from CSE, we had the Catalyst framework. From HP Enterprise Services, we had the ITSA framework. So we brought those all together and we rooted it in TOGA. And why did we do that? Because, well, it means then we've got our root of our framework based on an international best standard. And it means that we can actually then start to engage on a wider basis across industry with the same taxonomy and the same references. And we made it open. We made this thing open. We put it on GitHub. We used Occumate as well to go and reference it. We've got a roadmap of where we'll integrate in the Open Agile architecture standard over time. And what do I think then about the Open Group? Why do I see that as being a really positive thing? Well, the Open Group standards actually represent the collective knowledge, not just of one company like DXC, but actually multiple companies and multiple customers and multiple industries. So it takes that collective knowledge that's been built up over time and brings it together into the standard. What does that give us? Well, it means we can communicate clearer now across industries, not just on the account that I used to work on 20 years ago, but now across industries. I can talk about an ADM and people know what I'm talking about, or BDAT, people know what I'm talking about. And that means that we can collaborate more at speed. We don't have to worry about actually defining what we do and what we mean. It means we can concentrate on the goodness of bringing value. So delighted for all the winners on here, right? I always think our war summaries are really, really good because they provide you with a couple of things that I think stand out for me personally. Validation of your expertise is the first thing, right? It's often a lonely job being a leader and being an architect and showing the way forward. And this is a great mechanism for providing validation of your clear expertise within your arena. It's also very, very good for providing examples of good. So it's all well and good having a standard. You can see how you should do things and you can tailor it for your needs. But what does good actually look like? Well, here we go. Here we've over the years, over the 5 years of this award ceremony, we've defined many, many different variants of what good looks like. And congratulations to the winners who have added to that particular library of goodness. I would also ask just to add and to finally wrap up on what I think might be good as a future award to see. So I'm very heavily involved in looking at sustainability and driving that through the Open Agile Architecture Framework at the moment. What I'd like to see is maybe a sustainability award in 2024, where we can harvest some more examples of good and integrate those into the standards. And on that note, Dr. Sahar, I'd like to hand back to yourself.
Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, we take note of your suggestion and we will look at introducing that category in the 2024 awards. And hopefully that will be an in-person event. We'll look forward to that. Thank you, Stephen, again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I move on to the next group of awards. As we mentioned, we have two groups. I've just completed the award of distinction category. Now I move on to the award of merit category. So the next winner is in the category which is the second winner in the most promising program for women in enterprise architecture. This goes to Capgemini Technology Services India Limited. The name of the initiative or the name of the project is Capgemini's Global Initiative Women in Delivery. Capgemini India receives this award for their exceptional efforts in bridging the gender gap in technology, specifically within architecture role, because these roles also involve a lot of leadership capabilities. Over 5 years, they have successfully trained and certified 1,500 women architects through the Capgemini Academy, representing an impressive 75%, wow, that's astounding, of all Capgemini women architects globally. Their mentorship programs and support for family-related events such as maternity leave have played a vital role in fostering women's advancement without obstacles. Capgemini's compassionate and dedicated approach in nurturing female talent sets an exemplary standard for other organizations. The judges were particularly impressed with their clear path to sustainability, a remarkable accomplishment further magnified during the challenging pandemic period. Congratulations, Capgemini.
Thank you, Dr. Saar. It gives me immense pleasure to accept this award on behalf of Women in Delivery program from Capgemini. Each one from the WID team is a passionate technologist, excelling in their own field of work, while caring the most about fellow women architects. Their dedication and commitment to this cause has brought in tremendous rigor to this program. This is a bucket full of creative and innovative ideas at work. There is a deep thought behind all the initiatives that WID runs, be it career mentoring program or RChecks for external forum participation to promote holistic development of women architects. We make sure it provides a platform where women can exchange ideas. The architects community within Capgemini is the backbone for this and has actively participated in running this program. Kudos to the team effort. On this occasion, we want to thank Capgemini senior leadership in India and global level, who have always encouraged our efforts and provided guidance. Without their support, this kind of focus was not possible. We appreciate, of course, the open group and the jury members for encouraging such initiatives and recognizing talent. This will definitely boost our confidence and motivate more participation for this good cause. We believe this recognition acknowledges our continued efforts to promote gender diversity at Capgemini, foster an inclusive environment within the delivery organization, and empower our women colleagues to excel in their careers. Thank you. Thanks once again.
Congratulations, Capgemini, and Sheetal and Rajshri, thank you for accepting the award. Gentlemen, I'll move on to the next award winner, which is in the award of merit category. Yes, we can see the trophy as well. Thank you. The next award winner is in the Archimate, the Standard Modeling Language Notation category. This is the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Government of Kenya. The name of the project is Architecture Design of a Unified Agriculture Sector Data Gateway, very relevant sector in the context of the UN Sustainable Development Goals. The project Architecture Design of a Unified Agriculture Sector Data Gateway is recognized for its exceptional use of Archimate modeling language and meticulous approach to architecture design from multiple viewpoints. Despite being a proof of concept, the project brings substantial advantages to farmers and the government by creating a centralized one-stop shop for the agriculture sector. This innovative solution optimizes information exchange, empowers data-driven decision-making, and streamlines resource allocation, contributing to enhanced efficiency. These are the kind of projects that benefit from open standards and GovTech that Jiao was alluding to earlier during his talk. Congratulations, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Government of Kenya.
May I request you to unmute yourself? Bennett? Yes, I think we're good.
You are okay?
Yes, we hear you good.
The Open Group team and technology leaders present online, distinguished audiences around the world and all protocols observed, good evening and good morning. Receive greetings from Kenya and the continent of Africa. On behalf of our Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Kenya, I would like to really first express our sincere gratitude for the prestigious award. Over the years, the Kenyan agricultural sector has faced challenges with data management due to the difficulty in seamless exchange of data, while ensuring the quality and integrity of the data. This has largely led to ineffectiveness in reducing food and nutrition security in our country. Hence, the conceptualization of the agriculture sector data gateway, ASDG, which will be a national data aggregation and sharing platform is meant to enhance efficiency and improve service provision and to enable us realize digitization of our services as directed by the government of Kenya for efficient service provision to our farmers, the citizens, and all stakeholders. This project is coordinated by the Agriculture Transformation Office, ATO, in the ministry, and the ministry's Digital Transformation Committee, Kenya Agricultural and Research and Livestock Organization, and the Konza Technopolis Development Authority, among other key stakeholders, by emerging interventions. I would like to thank the Open Group for this wonderful recognition, ACMED, a standard modeling language category, and look forward to the impetus it brings to the evolution of the ASDG as a world-class innovation for our sector, and which we may also replicate elsewhere across the world. The enterprise blueprint is designed on open standards and open source, which has enabled us rapidly deploy the ASDG's minimum viable product within a very short time. I would like to thank top management of our ministry and development partners, particularly Tony Blair Institute, TBI, German Development Corporation, and Trademark Africa, for playing critical roles in ensuring the delivery of this very important middleware. Finally, this success would not have happened without the wonderful execution by the ASDG project team, led by our AgTech and Digital Transformation Advisor, Franklin Agola, the blueprint designer, enterprise architect Peter Muya, both from TBI. This shows the value of our partnership with the broader donor community and partners supporting the ministry's delivery mechanisms. Our sincere thanks to the team from Calro, Konza, our ICT team led by the Director ICT, Peter Githuku, the head of Kenya's Agricultural Statistics Unit, Tom Dienya, and our wonderful colleagues at the ATO. I want to say thank you once more, and asanteni sana.
Thank you, Leonard. That was a great insight into the objectives and the purpose of the project, and something like this, I'm sure, will be rolled out in the rest of the agriculture sector as well, and Kenya will emerge as an example for other African countries to emulate from. So thank you again, and ladies and gentlemen, I move on to the next award winner in the Award of Merit category. This goes to the Center for Railway Information Systems, Ministry of Railways, in the TOGAF standard category. The name of the project is Indian Railways Enterprise Architecture for its freight and parcel business, which we can all understand that freight and parcel is one of the critical lines of business, so to speak, for the Indian Railways, which happens to be one of the largest railways in the world. The Center for Railway Information Systems Enterprise Architecture Group developed the Vistar framework inspired by the previously mentioned India Enterprise Architecture Framework. Despite facing challenges from team building to implementation, their first achievement was the successful adoption of the framework in the freight business. This team excelled in creating adaptable reference architectures for different departments and verticals within Indian Railways, and the impact of something of this scale cannot be overstated, given that Indian Railways is one of the lifelines of a large and diverse country like India. So congratulations, Chris, on getting this award of merit.
We're unable to hear you, Mathurji. Can you unmute yourself?
Sharath, we can't hear you. No, you're not audible.
No, we're not able to hear you.
So you are not audible.
Okay, I think there are some technical glitches, sir. So I'll take over then.
Sure, Priya.
Okay. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, okay. So thank you very much, sir, again for considering us for this very, very prestigious award. And we truly, as a team, are honored to receive this on behalf of CRES. We would like to thank our management for their continuous support, our MD and our all seniors. And I would like to briefly introduce our team. Mr. Mathur, he is the group head and group general manager for enterprise architecture project. We have our GM who is not present as of now, Mr. Neeraj Kumar Maurya. Then we have the team. I am the lead architect. I am Priya Shrivastava. Then we have Rachna Singh, Bharti Singh, and then Somnath Bhadra and Ajit Singh, who are present in the frame as of now with Mr. Mathur. And then we have some members who are not present as of now, Mr. Shamindu Ghosh, Mr. Nirmal Kumar, and Mr. Ashish Gupta. They are unfortunately they are on different location and we have two frames, so we are truly a distributed team, so we are not able to include them. And sir, we have used TOGAF standards. We had adapted, we had tailored our framework accordingly, and we have used to the framework as per the tailored framework. And we have also used Archimate specifications to create our models. And we used Archi as the tool, free source tool, because open source tool, sorry, freely available, because we had a long procurement cycle, so we didn't wait for that, and we started our model creation in that, and that is also extremely useful for us. We are now using tool as our basic method to communicate with stakeholders. And thank you once again for giving this opportunity to us, and we are able to use the standards fully. It's a very, very pragmatic, we can use it. I mean, it's not a theoretical thing. We can very, very well say that now after using it for a year. And I would like to tell that we are taking a way forward by creating the enterprise architecture for all the verticals. And thanks to our MD, we are now enterprise architecture is the common language, the terminology. We are using these terms, and everybody is now talking about the capabilities. So this all has given us a very, very good, ground to move forward. Thank you very much once again. And I'm sorry for the technical glitch at the last minute, and our entire team couldn't join. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Priya. And to the rest of the CRIS team, led by Sharad Sahai Mathur, if you can wave your hand at least. Can you hear me? Yes, yeah, thank you. And absolutely, I mean, I'm fully aware that the learning from the freight business is going to be expanded to other lines of business of Indian Railways. So we look forward to Indian Railways coming back and winning an award of distinction in one of the subsequent editions of this award, maybe 2024. You
Yes.
are a large organization, maybe it could be even 2025, but we look forward to that. So
Thank you
I
very much,
move
sir.
on to thank you. I move on to the next winner in the award of merit category. This is the last award in the award of merit category. This is again for TOGAF standard. So this goes to Petronas Enterprise Architecture Implementation. The Petronas Enterprise Architecture Group has demonstrated a best-in-class practical implementation of the TOGAF standard. Their execution involved utilizing exceptional monitoring and management support tools and processes, setting an example for operationalizing enterprise architecture. Despite the complexity of the organization, as we all know, Petronas is one of the large organizations in the world, the team successfully introduced newer concepts and technologies, making enterprise architecture a key enabler for achieving Petronas' business strategy. Congratulations, Petronas.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening from Kuala Lumpur. On behalf of Petronas, thank you to the Open Group for honoring us with the Award of Merit in the Enterprise Architecture category. This award is significant recognition and appreciation to our journey to establish and implement a structured and value-driven enterprise architecture framework throughout Petronas Group. Our North Star is the Petronas aspiration for moving forward together that forms the structure and strength for value, growth, and sustainability. Winning this award for our EA implementation program holds a profound significance for us. It validates the countless hours we spend analyzing, consolidating information, designing and implementing the architecture blueprints and reference architecture that now serves as the backbone for our organization digital transformation. I want to express my deepest gratitude to our incredible team here with me and those watching on the live stream. We are a collaboration of multiple businesses, group technology and commercialization, upstream business, downstream, gas business, and corporate enablers. Each member has poured their hearts, their time, and effort into the program, and this award is a testament to their unwavering dedication and perseverance. When we embarked on this program back in 2021, we knew we were taking a monumental challenge. The complexities within a multinational organization were abundant and the stakes was high. But we persevered, guided by our shared belief in the power of effective enterprise architecture to drive positive change. As of today, we have completed the program for a few business work streams and realized more than an estimated $2 million of TCO reduction after 12 months of implementation with a more targeted by year end.
This recognition is not just about a program, it represents the value of enterprise architecture as a strategic asset for any organization. It enables us to align business and technology, optimize processes, and foster innovation, all while enhancing our ability to adapt to an ever-changing landscape. Our EA practices are built on the open group architecture framework that provides the guardrails and best practices for us to adopt within our organization. I would be remiss not to acknowledge the competition in this category. To our fellow nominees, your impressive achievements and contributions to the field of enterprise architecture inspire us to raise the bar even higher. Congratulations on your outstanding work. I also want to extend a special thank you to our program sponsors and stakeholders who believe in our vision and supported us throughout this journey. Your trust in our abilities motivates us to push the boundaries and deliver the best possible results. Thank you once again to the Open Group for this incredible honor. We are proud and yet humbled to receive this award of merit. This recognition only strengthens our commitment to driving excellence and innovation in our field. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Petronas. We have come to the end of the 4 award winners in the Award of Merit category. So congratulations to all of the 4 winners in this category. Now we move on to the next section of this event, which is I invite my colleague Judy Serenzia, another distinguished speaker, to talk about the entire gamut of forums and work groups that create all of the standards that we were talking about. So Judy, in her role, is currently the Vice President for Forum Operations at the Open Group. She oversees day-to-day operations of all forums, work groups, and consortia. So these are the entities that create the standards which the organizations have adopted and made it realizable, so to speak. So this is to ensure consistent quality delivery of standards and work products that are developed, reviewed, approved, and published according to the Open Group standards process. Judy previously served as the Director of Open Group FACE, the Future Airborne Capability Environment Consortium, and Acting Director of SOSA, that is Sensor Open Systems Architecture Consortium, and retains a leadership role during in-person FACE Consortium member meetings. Judy began her career as a research engineer for the Penn State's Applied Research Lab, where she coordinated multiple large projects for weapon technology development, leading cross-functional and cross-organizational teams to reach consensus, define, and meet the business and technical goals during project lifecycle. She is TOGAF certified and holds a BS in mathematics and MS in acoustics from the Penn State University. Judy, welcome, and the stage is all yours.
so much, Dr. Salah, and I appreciate the opportunity to give a little bit more information about the open group standards that were featured today as part of the awards. And I'll share a little bit more about the business value and benefits that they bring to the industry sectors that they support. The TOGAF standard 10th edition is the premier enterprise architecture methodology and framework used by the world's leading organizations. The TOGAF standard is the most prominent and reliable enterprise architecture standard, ensuring consistent standards, methods, and communication among enterprise architecture professionals. Those professionals who are fluent in the TOGAF approach enjoy greater industry credibility, job effectiveness, and career opportunities. The TOGAF approach helps practitioners avoid being locked into proprietary methods. They're able to utilize resources more efficiently and effectively, and ultimately realize a greater return on investment. The TOGAF standard is divided into the TOGAF fundamental content and the 20 TOGAF series guides. The fundamental content provides core concepts, the architecture development method and techniques to apply this ADM, as well as enterprise architecture capability and governance practices. The TOGAF series guides advise on configuration of the fundamental content. We also have the TOGAF certification portfolio, which includes certification and credentials built upon the TOGAF standard version 9.2 and the TOGAF standard 10th edition. It includes a set of complementary learning paths centered around the TOGAF standard and the TOGAF library. TOGAF 9 certification is widely required in the job marketplace, as evidenced by recent job surveys, and it is expected to continue to do so. TOGAF 9 certifications are also recognized as prerequisites for other learning paths in our TOGAF certification portfolio. Learning paths were introduced to support TOGAF Standard 10th edition, and they include direct paths from TOGAF 9 Foundation and upwards, and recognition of TOGAF 9 certification with a bridge path. TOGAF certification value is demonstrated by the large community of over 115,000 certified enterprise architects in a wide range of industry sectors. The ArchiMate specification was also featured today. The specification version 3.2 is a modeling language and valuable tool for enterprise architecture management. The ArchiMate specification defines an open and independent modeling language for enterprise architecture that is supported by different tool vendors and consulting firms. The ArchiMate modeling language provides a comprehensive, graphical, and standardized modeling approach to represent, analyze, and communicate various aspects of an organization's structure, processes, information systems, and technology infrastructure. The ArchiMate specification provides business value in multiple ways through improved communication. ArchiMate provides a common language and notation for different stakeholders involved in enterprise architecture and facilitates effective communication and understanding of complex architectures. ArchiMate also helps bridge the gap between the business and IT domains. By providing a shared understanding of enterprise architecture, it enables better alignment between business goals and processes and the IT systems that are part of the infrastructure. This alignment is crucial for driving successful digital transformations and optimizing IT investments. The ArchiMate specification also supports risk mitigation. Potential risks and issues can be identified early in the decision-making process if they're modeled. And it also supports change management by visualizing the impact of changes on different architectural layers. The ArchiMate model also has an exchange file format, which is an XML interoperability format. This allows users to exchange models that were developed in multiple tools, limiting the risk for vendor lock-in. Commercial tools accredited by the Open Group must comply with this format to be recognized. Business value is also gained through ArchiMate certification for people. 2 certification levels are available, both foundation and practitioner. The IT for IT standard, version 3.0, is a reference architecture for managing digital. The IT for IT standard is an open digital standard for the end-to-end management of digital products and their associated services used to strengthen digital enterprises. It is designed to help organizations manage the evolving digital ecosystem and deliver world-class digital products and services. The IT for IT standard provides business value with updated and expanded value streams. The IT for IT standard shifts the focus from optimizing silos to ensuring that we can manage the continuous flow of value from business through IT. Use of the IT for IT standard helps to deliver consolidated, modern, and automation-ready tool chains that accelerate flow of value throughout all of the business processes that an IT infrastructure supports. It enables insight for continuous improvement and lowers the cost and complexity of digital product delivery. The IT for IT standard is a key component to provide solutions to problems that the India banking sector may face today. The industry will gain improved insight on focus, transparent, and traceability. For example, there can be a shared vision and view across product teams and security and risk management teams, particularly when it relates to concerns about fraud. There can also be a common vision of where gaps are in terms of tools, function, and capabilities. For example, for digital products for areas of underserved populations, where technical use of financial services may still remain a challenge. The industry can also see improved efficiency, making sure that there are fewer manual activities that result in reduced costs. And finally, improved effectiveness. There's a greater ability using the IT for IT standard to enable adoption of new practices and tools for DevOps, CI/CD, and agile ways of working, and higher quality information being available for effective decisions and the associated governance. Business value is also achieved through IT for certification. We do have a foundation level that ensures a candidate has gained knowledge of terminology, structure, and basic concepts of the IT for IT standard, and understands the core principles of the IT for IT reference architecture, including the value streams and what a digital product means in this context. The next standard that you heard about earlier today was the open, fair body of knowledge. This body of knowledge includes two standards, a taxonomy and methodology for understanding, analyzing, and measuring information risk. The first standard is the ORA standard for risk analysis. This describes the process necessary for risk analysts to perform effective information security risk analysis using the open, fair framework. The risk taxonomy standard, ORT, provides a standard definition and taxonomy for information security risk, as well as information for how to use the taxonomy. So how does the open, fair body of knowledge provide business value? The open, fair risk analysis method is agnostic and is directly applicable with other information security standards that require analysis. The ORT and ORA standards, along with guidance documentation from the Open Group, provide a way to quantify risk in those standards and frameworks in order to inform risk assessments that are needed. Open Fair also provides the quantitative method to describe risk, meaning that estimates of loss magnitude are presented in economic terms. This is the same language that business decision makers speak. So risk analysts, and business decision makers have an improved ability to discuss trade-offs and returns on investment from different viewpoints using the same techniques and methodologies from the open, fair body of knowledge. The ORT standard also provides a clear definition of the taxonomy, risk factors, and risk factor relationships necessary to guide professionals in their analysis of risk. We also have an open, fair certification for people program that ensures individuals have gained knowledge in the fundamentals of both of these standards and sufficiently understand the core principles of risk analysis and the risk taxonomy enough to be able to contribute to a risk analysis project. The OTTPS standard is a supply chain security standard that enables customers and suppliers to build with integrity and buy with confidence. The Open Trusted Technology Forum is a public-private partnership dedicated to improving product integrity and security across global technology supply chains. The OTTF drives adoption of best practices and global standards for providers of information and communication technology, also known as ICT, so that these providers can become trusted technology providers. The goal is for ICT providers, again, as I said, to build with integrity so that customers can buy with confidence. The Open Trusted Technology Provider Standard achieves this by establishing best practices throughout all phases of a product's life cycle, from design, sourcing, build through fulfillment, distribution, sustainment, and even disposal. The Open Trusted Technology Forum has two standards and international certification programs. The certification for the Open Trusted Technology Provider Standard, or the OTTPS, is the one for ICT providers. These organizations are certified against the Open Trusted Technology Provider Standard, which is also known as ISO 20243. Certified organizations verify that the procedures they use to maintain security do really provide integrity of the supply chain. The second program is the certification program for Open Certified Trusted Technology Practitioners, or Open CTTP. The first program is for organizations. The second is for individuals who advise ICT development or manufacturing teams on how to effectively mitigate technology supply chain risks. NASA SOUP is a key customer who maintains a registry of contract holders who have fulfilled requirements to receive an OTTPS certification, also known as ISO 20243. This provides NASA SOUP and other customers with peace of mind about the products they acquire for their agencies. By choosing contract holders with this certification, agencies lessen the risk of purchasing products that may have been contaminated during the supply chain life cycle. Overall, this standard and the certifications provide agencies with the assurance of more reliable products, transparency of product information, and increased protection from counterfeit products. The last standard I'll talk about today is the OSDU forum and the effort that they are making to do an open source standards-based technology agnostic data platform that's used by the energy industry. The Open Group OSDU forum is delivering this data platform for the energy industry so that it will stimulate innovation, industrialize data management, and reduce time to market for new solutions. Its development started in subsurface oil and gas, but now extends to support the wider needs of energy companies. The forum uses an open source model to promote collaboration, and members are working to create certifiable standards to support interoperability. The data platform is not a data storage solution or a data management application, but it is a modern cloud-native data platform. This technology-agnostic polycloud approach ensures that the platform runs on public clouds as well as on-premise, taking advantage of the technology available on each. The cloud-native OSDU data platform allows for intra and inter-organization data sharing to support contextual understanding and analysis. It manages seismic, reservoir, well, and wellbore data, as well as production and new energy data types. The end results of design decisions for this data platform provides a return on value by drastically reducing the time to ingest, store, search, and analyze both traditional subsurface and emerging new energy data. The key value proposition of the OSDU data platform is that it enables an increased investment in capital expenses, such as equipment, and operational expenses, such as labor, because we've eliminated costs associated with searching and analyzing massive data sets to reach conclusions that direct how exploration and exploitation of energy sources is performed. Data and applications are no longer tightly coupled. The key objectives of abstracting interface, creating common core code, and standardized APIs and data models allows for faster innovation, inserting new capabilities, and it enables cross-functional workflows. The result is that better business decisions can be made that directly impact the bottom line. I do have one example of an energy provider, Equinor, who is embarking on a customer journey in the OSDU forum. They joined in 2018 and participated in shaping the vision and have a dedicated team to implement the OSDU data platform into their own tool set to make data available anywhere at any time. Their Equinor Omnia data platform has been adapted to the OSDU principles and architecture. Equinor favors subservice software vendors with a clear OSDU roadmap that's also in line with the OSDU strategy. And the Equinor business areas are aligning their digital initiatives with the OSDU vision and roadmap. They are actively testing and developing new cloud-native OSDU solutions and are engaged and committed to ensure successful uptake and adoption of the OSDU data platform. So I hope that you've enjoyed learning a bit more about these standards of the Open Group, and I thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Judy. That was a very quick summary of all the forums and work groups that come together to create all of the standards that we heard of today. Now, I'd like to, inform all of the audience here that I believe that the Railways team has now fixed their technical glitch. So I would like to, give the stage to Sri Sarad Sahai Mathur. Are you on the call? Yes. So to share his thoughts in terms of how Railways is adopting enterprise architecture as a way to become the digital railway of the future. Sharad, all yours.
Thank you very much. I sincerely apologize for the glitch that saw us inaudible, though visible to you, but you couldn't hear us, and it was a little mortifying for us because we had practiced and we were sure that it would work out. Anyway, thank you very much to Priya Srivastava. She is our chief architect, and she ably took over. And she has, of course, told you about much of our enterprise architecture effort. I would once again, I'd like to introduce you to our team who are here. Ms. Rachna Singh Rathod, Ms. Bharti Singh, Shri Somnath Bhadra, and Shri Ajit Singh. These are the team members who are here. Other team members who are not here with us because they are in remote locations, of course. And Ms. Priya Srivastava, our chief architect, who is on another window. The ones who are not here with us are the general manager of the project now, Mr. Neeraj Maurya. I am the group general manager who's looking after the project in an advisory capacity now. Mr. Neeraj Maurya is looking after the execution. Mr. Shomendu Ghosh, who's based in Kolkata, and Mr. Ashish Gupta and Nirmal Kumar. These are the rest of the team members. They are not here. Our team members are mostly TOGAF certified, and that we have found has been a great enabler, and it gives us the capabilities to accelerate our enterprise architecture program in a big way. We have named our program Vistar. Vistar means expansion in a way. So the idea is to expand our capabilities, expand our IT capabilities also. Chris, as you know, Center for Railway Information Systems, we are the IT arm for the Indian Railways. And Indian Railways is a huge and complex enterprise. So it is really a privilege for us to work on such a huge, large canvas. And we have seen that we can make a difference, a very large difference in the lives of so many people on the planet, and that really makes us enthusiastic and enthuses us every day. What we are done in this effort is that we have adhered to the India Enterprise Architecture Framework, which itself is based on TOGAF. And we have tailored the architecture development method, of course, to our requirements. But then we have tried to scrupulously follow it through all its stages. So we have almost to the letter followed the ADM. And credit goes to Ms. Priya Srivastava and the team, entire team here, for working on Archimate and using Archi as the tool. So we have used open source technologies as far as possible, which is the spirit of the open group. And I think we have adhered to that largely. Vistar has introduced a new vocabulary ontology across the enterprise. It has enhanced its IT capabilities. And supported by our experience and our enhanced capabilities, we hope to complete the architecture of all the other business verticals. We have covered one segment architecture for freight and parcel business, and we expect that we'll be able to cover the other verticals of Indian Railways very soon in the next few months, hopefully by the end of this year. I would like to close by thanking Mr. GVL Satyakumar, our Managing Director, for his consistent support, the freight and parcel operations team of CRIS, and the systems group of the Northern Railway for their support in implementation of the architecture. They have been very receptive, and it has been our privilege to have such a receptive set of users. And we hope that with their encouragement, we will continue to do our best to complete the entire enterprise architecture, perhaps have a reference architecture also in future for the transportation and railway segment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sharath, and thank you, Chris team, again. And I'm glad that you could fix the technical glitch. I can fully understand the importance of standards to an organization like railways. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a train going from Kochi to Kohima because the track width is standardized. So that's the power of standards. That's the most fundamental way of looking at standards. Now we come to the next category, and we have obviously announced all the 9 winners, 5 in the award of distinction category and the award of merit, 4 in the award of merit category. We would like to highlight few organizations who have done a wonderful job in terms of taking transformative projects using the standards that we just mentioned, and these we classify them as special mentions, and there are 3 organizations I would like to specially mention here. The first one is the Cabinet Secretariat of the Government of Mongolia. The name of the project is National Enterprise Architecture and E-Government Interoperability Framework. The NEA and E-Government Interoperability Framework was meticulously developed, taking into account the specific needs of government departments. We all know how complex governments are anywhere in the world, so obviously there is a lot of credit to this organization. To ensure successful adoption, the team went beyond their duty and created a dedicated platform as existing EA tools fell short. They created their own tools. Their customer-focused approach facilitated the proper implementation of the framework. Additionally, the team constructed various reference models, establishing standards for future requirements. So congratulations, Cabinet Secretariat, Government of Mongolia. The second organization that I'd like to specially mention about is Schlumberger India Technology Center Private Limited, SLB Energy Knowledge Graph on the OSDU data platform is the name of the project. The SLB Energy Knowledge Graph on the OSDU data platform that Judy was mentioning earlier receives a special mention for its dedication to aligning the OSDU forum vision and goals and adhering to the emerging technical standard. Such solutions showcase the value of developing on the community core services and data definitions to create distinctive offerings while bolstering community's overall capacity. That is exactly how the standards are supposed to be used. The standard provides the foundation, and the organizations come together and create a solution on top of the standards to provide better services. And the third organization I'd like to specially mention here is Peritos Solutions and Consulting Private Limited. The name of the project, which gets this special mention, is AWS Cloud Migration for Tonkin plus Taylor's Digital Transformation. Peritos Solutions AWS Cloud Migration for Tonkin plus Taylor's Digital Transformation project stand out as a fascinating implementation of enterprise architecture using the TOGAF standards. The project's success resulted in the creation of a new business model for Peritos client organization, earning praise and recognition from the jury members for its innovative approach and business perspective. So congratulations again to Cabinet Secretariat of the Government of Mongolia, Schlumberger India Technology Center Private Limited, and Peritos Solutions and Consulting Private Limited. I would congratulations again. Now I'd like to bring forward our next distinguished speaker, that is Nishit Srivastava, who is the Executive Vice President and Chief Technology and Innovation Officer in the Capgemini Technology Services Limited. Nishit is a seasoned entrepreneur and a corporate leader in career spanning 29 years and is responsible for driving Capgemini's technology and innovation strategy for key global clientele. Nishit, the stage is all yours. Nishit, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. And
Yes.
am I
Go
audible?
ahead, Nishit. Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Saha, for having me. And I'm happy that I am visible and audible, ladies and gentlemen, on this meeting forum. And of course, all of you distinguished members of the global architect community, you know, I can't be happier. And it's a great honor and humility that I'm here with you to recognize and celebrate the invaluable contributions that you've been making to the world at large. You know, and I carry the title, but you know, you guys are the masterminds behind the blueprint of innovation. Let's say the guardians of technological advancement and drivers of positive change. You know, in this rapidly changing digital landscape. So, really, really happy to be in your intellectual stimulating company, and might I say, real, not artificial intelligence. And on which note, in keeping with the times, I actually thought that I'd ask ChatGPT when the Open Group is likely to release TOGAF 11th edition. And it told me it has no idea. But it doesn't matter. You don't expect it to have the answer. But I must hasten to add, it wasn't a flippant question. With the numbers of technology disruptions, okay, not merely on the horizon, but already at our doors, by our doors, right? I believe enterprise architecture principles will need to go through significant evolution, be that technology architecture, business architecture, or any hybrid form that emerge as many of these principles converge, right? So, let me just touch upon two that come to mind immediately. One, of course, the one in season, generative AI. Right? I do expect this, in a positive way, okay, to help ease and widen the training process of architects globally. Okay, as you can expect, more interactive learning modules to be deployed swiftly, which actually is great for developing architecture talent in a company like Capgemini for sure. Okay, and also helps us train, entities outside of Capgemini, which we do certainly with our clients. And in fact, we may even be able to automate several tasks like say generating requirement documents or design documents, running and developing architecture, benchmarking exercise faster, maybe analyzing multiple enterprise architecture principles to be able to benchmark and create and propose new standards. I don't know what's possible, but all of these in my role, I'd be very, very happy to explore. But importantly, there's caution to be exercised, as most of us know already. Caution with regards to biases, with regards to ethical considerations, with regards to something that is extremely close to my heart, security and privacy. And I do believe that these risks will need to be baked into future architecture principles. The second technology, which I'm a little cautious about in the context of enterprise architecture, is quantum technology, right? So with, while quantum cryptography and, machine learning, QML, etc., can present great opportunities for businesses, right? They also present great, let's say, risks, okay, to existing enterprise architecture, not just, how they're implemented, but also to the principles. And therefore, I do believe there's a need for architecture principles to closely study quantum safe or quantum resistant cryptographic algorithms.
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
Go ahead, Nishit. Just continue.
Okay. Right. Sorry, I lost my drift there, but nevertheless, right. So the point is, we will need to study in greater detail, let's say, cryptographic algorithms and security measures, across what we, in my times in college, we used to learn the OSI model. So across the OSI model, it wasn't in fashion. Maybe it needs to come back because, incursions will happen across the spectrum. Okay, and that's something which the architecture principles we need to bake in my view, to ensure long-term integrity and confidentiality of, not just enterprise systems and data, but to the masses at large. So, and in order to develop these, from these technologies or any other, I'm sure many of you architects on the call will help research, imagine, design those new standards and principles as we go along. Of course, as Capgemini, we will, of course, ensure that we contribute actively as we have in the past. And maybe for some of you who are not aware, I'll make a quick reference to some of those things that we've been doing with the Open Group. So we're gold members and very, very proud of being gold members, gold partners. Way back in 2006, which is like many years ago, and until 2008, in fact, we donated at that time what we used to call our integrated architecture framework to the TOGAF 8.1.1 version, which eventually became TOGAF 9 in 2009. Okay, we participate in several work groups, including business architecture. We co-chair the application architecture one, etc. And in fact, we co-authored the enterprise architecture for MBA students, which we basically own and run completely from Capgemini. We participate in the Jericho Security Forum to improve security best practices. I did refer to why I believe security stack has to be looked at in greater detail. A lot more needs to be done, of course. And we've contributed to a number of elements to the 10th edition of the standard, right? I'm hoping for the 11th because I believe we will go forward. But nevertheless, we, when it comes to architecture abstraction or the IF concepts of those abstraction levels, alternatives and trade-offs and plenty other stuff, naming, taxonomy, don't need to go through the entire list, but it's a very, very comprehensive, suffice to say, partnership with the community here. Now, while on the one hand, we co-develop these with the Open Group community, the Open Group and the community, including many of you on the call, we also make sure that we train students, okay, like I mentioned, so we run the curriculum. New architects, we foster the spirit with maniacal passion actually in Capgemini. And also many of our clients, by the way, which include global corporations. So, plenty in the clearing business, the financial services industry, distribution business, one of the world's largest mailing groups, telco companies, and the like, right? So training clients, and guess what? We're not doing them a favor. We're doing ourselves a favor because when you have such massive engagement, consulting engagements with enterprises globally, with a footprint. Across the value chain and technology spectrum, it's important to hold close, the standards that you care for and also want to proliferate, right? So we believe that we are helping spearhead the very creation and development of these tech standards, which we believe have the potential to become global benchmarks for others to adopt. Right. In my position, when I have these discussions, right, everybody, and this is not just in, this is there in the media, you will see this. every business is now calling itself a technology business, isn't it? I mean, so even a car manufacturer calls itself a software business. So in that sense, your efforts, as a community, right, transcends organizational boundaries, right? You're the agents of that transformation, bridging the gap between business strategy and technology implementation, and your sheer ability to decipher complex challenges and align them with the strategic objectives, right? Empowers businesses to thrive. So you no longer, and actually it doesn't happen anymore, but the dignity that there is in that role is absolutely front of the organization. You're the face of the organization and the maturity that it brings to our client, to the enterprises and partners and clients that we work with, right? And it's absolutely critical, to remain competitive in today's fast-paced and hyper-connected or interconnected global markets, right? And in and while we're talking about the community at large and very specific technology principles, let me just add a bit of color here, because that's a perspective very dear to me. A sheer focus on bringing the diversity of thought in all that we do, right? So of course, perspectives from across industries, so the cross-industry adaptation of principles and learnings and those things, but also of orientation, right? So it may sound like a cliche, but the focus that we bring to educate and train our women talent, okay, I believe is second to none globally. Okay, and in particular, we find, and more, this is distilling in. Many of my colleagues are probably on this call and working actively in several work groups who are women. Okay, their active participation and involvement, okay, is crucial in the very process of creating standards, right? The perspectives, the sheer designing ability of these, okay, the ability to write that in a manner that communicates the essence of what is being done. There's so many things that could go on and on. It's absolutely critical to developing, let's say, exclusive and comprehensive technology standards, right? So much gratitude there. And look, really, I mean, your work, though often unseen by the masses at large, maybe, plays an absolute seminal, a pivotal role in shaping the modern world, right? And behind every seamless user experience, efficient business process, and secure data infrastructure, let's say, is the meticulous planning and ingenuity in your designs and vision in your thinking, right? And working within the structure of the models and standards, etc., that we've developed and and proliferated, right, with TOGAF standards and the like, or others, of course, is absolutely critical to build the confidence to be able to drive that principle, right? So anyhow, the point is that it's your work that gives me the honor to stand in front of you all today. Yeah, so thank you so much for that. I would go a little further, and extend the impact that you have on the society at large, on the environment at large, unless and until, and it's becoming increasingly crucial, right? And certainly it's important for me as custodian, as Capgemini, custodian of sustainable practices, right? It is your ability to drive the design, the enterprise design, the business architecture principles, the technology architecture principles, the ability to shape a better world, right? And one empowered by technology, of course, right? So your lifelong learning, your collaboration, innovation is all very, very inspiring. Okay, and we hope to continue to engage with the Open Group, work and partner on many other streams as we go along, and bring the wealth and the richness of the perspectives we gain from in working with not just our clients, our suppliers also, and our partners in in the technology ecosystem. Right. Thank you so much for your unwavering commitment and passion. And it was a sheer pleasure being here with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nishit. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of today's award ceremony, and I have the task of thanking all of the work that has gone beyond it. Just to give you a little background of what happened. So typically, an awards process starts with the call for nomination, which was made for this edition, it was made in December of 2022. So that was almost 8 months back. And from there on, many people and many stakeholders have played a critical role in realizing this process, ranging all the way from the jury members. More than 24 jury members have played a critical role in evaluating the awards nomination. More than 30 nominations that we received across the 6 categories from 12 different countries. In 2 stages of evaluation, the first one being a desk evaluation and the second one being an interview with the nominating teams. And so that is a very, very involved process. So I would definitely like to first thank all the jury members. In the interest of time, I'm not going to name everybody. I'm sure we will have a separate segment for that. The second group of stakeholders that I'd like to thank here are the submitting organizations. So today we have highlighted the award winners, but I would like to obviously thank all of the other nominating organizations who did not win an award, still did a great job in terms of adopting standards and creating beautiful use cases in terms of how those standards can be used to create transformative solutions. So those are the submitting organizations. Obviously, I would like to thank all the award winners, for being present today and accepting in person all of the awards. Some of them even showcase the trophy, which you received. I would also like to thank all of the distinguished speakers who shared their thought today in terms of how open standards and open source becomes a force to reckon with in the emerging economies, countries, and corporates, in terms of having open standards and open source. Now, last but not the least, without naming anybody, I would definitely like to thank all the Open Group colleagues and staff in making this event, making this entire process. The event is just a milestone, a culmination of all of the 8 months of hard work and toil that went behind it. All of the Open Group colleagues and staff who made this possible and gave us insights into beautiful use cases in terms of how these standards are being adopted. Now, we don't end the process. As I said, this is a milestone. We don't end the process with just this award ceremony. As Steve mentioned previously, and I've also mentioned previously, that we would convert some of these nominations, the information and the content that we get, the rich information and the content that we get, into documented case studies. We have done it in the past, and they become absolutely, great addition to the body of knowledge. Because one of the things as a practicing architect and a practicing technologist myself is there is no dearth of standards and best practices and guides. The dearth is in creating case studies where the organizations are named. So we will not have any hidden organizations saying that the largest bank in the world and the smallest startup in India, those kind of references will not be there. So whenever we publish case studies, it is with the consent of the organizations who have sent in their nominations, with the names of the team members who have contributed in creating that case study. So it goes on to further the body of knowledge. With that, these are my final thoughts. With that, I would like to hand over the stage and invite Steve Nunn, our President and CEO, to share his final thoughts as well. Steve, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Palab, and thank you everyone in attendance today. It's really been a wonderful event, showcasing the great work and the benefits that can be obtained when organizations use both standards of the Open Group and, to be honest, standards generally. Standards are a good thing. I was particularly impressed by our speaker from DXC, Steve Nichols, when he talked about some of the benefits of standards. A very succinct description of really what standards bring to bear when used. So much of what I will say is very similar to Palab's summing up. I guess when you get 2 summing ups, that's bound to happen a little. A few things I'd like to that maybe are a little different. Obviously, I'd like to congratulate all the winners, and as Palab made a very good point, all the submitting organisations who didn't win this time, but maybe might in the future, and keep up the good work there. But I'd really like to congratulate the winners. The pride in the receipt of the awards was very evident this evening, and quite rightly so. A lot of work goes into these projects, and we all hear about the trials and tribulations and things. You know, people are always complaining when things go slower than planned. But at the end of the day, when these things come together and these projects get delivered, the value that is delivered to whether it's internal customers, citizens in a government context, whoever it is, the value is so huge, and it's worth it. So I'm proud that you're proud to receive the awards. It really is nice to see. I'll echo Palab's thanks to the jury, of course. There's a lot goes into reviewing the work and bringing the insights from, as we have, from many different industries and many different country perspectives. So my thanks to the jury and the entire team at the Open Group that's put this program together. Obviously, those that you see on the screen now, and many more behind the scenes. It really is a great testament to the work that they've put together over a number of months now. And I will finish really by making another statement about the case studies. They really are important. I've been with the Open Group for more years than I care to remember at this point, several decades. And one of the very first things I heard in joining the Open Group was, but if we had case studies to prove this, if we had case studies to demonstrate, that's what makes the difference. That is what makes people believe. So I hope that we will continue to turn some of these great nominations and projects into case studies, because the more we can get those case studies out there, not only will your organizations get attention and the credit you deserve for the work you've been doing, but it will inspire others that they can do the same. It will inspire others for the future, and that's the real value of these things, and it makes people believe it's doable. When sometimes it's in the face of adversity and budget cuts and all of those things, it can be challenging. So it is all doable if you believe in it, and the case studies make it real for people and allow them to visualize what it might be like for a meaningful project like that in their own organization. So on that note, I just want to thank you again for attending. If you're watching this whether you're live streaming it or you're watching a recording, thank you for taking the time to do this, and please spread the word about the great work that's being done by these organizations we've recognized tonight. And wherever you are in the world, please keep safe and well. And if you've seen something tonight that interests you, you've heard about something that's going on in the Open Group, then we'd love you to get involved. The more the merrier. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests.
Thank you so much, Steve. And thank you all for being a wonderful audience. On behalf of the Open Group, I too would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone for joining live. And I know Palab and Steve have thanked our jury members, but it's just not enough. And ladies and gentlemen, you will be able to see who they were at the end of the program in just a minute. Like when I stop speaking, you will see who the esteemed jury panel was. And thanks to all the project teams as well who have invested time and effort in applying for this year's award, because we're aware that our application forms are extensive. And finally, a big shout out to the Open Group team for the months of effort put in to bring this day to life. We will continue our journey to recognize and celebrate organizations for their outstanding use of the open standards and open source. We eagerly look forward to meeting all of you again for next year's awards. And if I latch on to what Steve mentioned earlier, hopefully in person, we'll see. Until then, this is Deepthi Nair signing off. Namaste, wishing you all the best and Godspeed in your endeavors. Thank you.